Hi, I'm Kim Crosby, and I'm the site director for the Focus program here at Joint Base Lewis McChord, JBLM. And thank you so much for tuning in today to watch this Facebook Live presentation. I'm excited to be able to tell you about the Focus program. If you haven't heard about it before, it's a great resource for folks at JBLM to know about. And I've been working with the Focus program for the past almost 10 years now here at JBLM. So I'm very excited to be able to share about the program. Focus is an acronym, and it stands for Families Overcoming Under Stress. The goal of our program is to be a resiliency training option for military families and couples, aimed at strengthening and building the tools and skills to manage through different stresses in order to maintain resilience in that family. Or obviously during this COVID-19 pandemic, there are a lot of unexpected and unknown changes and transitions and stresses we've all had to go through. So this is particularly a good time where the Focus program can be very supportive and applicable for our military families and couples. So I want to talk a little bit about resilience. What does that mean? If you can imagine a tree that is rooted in the ground and a large storm comes along, the tree might sway as the wind becomes stronger in the storm. Some leaves might fall off branches, a couple of branches might break off, the tree might bend. It might even uproot itself if the storm is strong enough. And the resilience of the tree has to do with, once that storm has passed, how quickly and efficiently can that tree kind of stand back up and return to a level of strength as close to its functioning beforehand. And a lot of that has to do with how deeply the roots were in the ground, solid in the ground. So if you think of a military family or a couple as that tree, strong roots in the ground so that it can weather those storms and be able to kind of bounce back up afterward as well as possible, that's kind of what our Focus program does in building that resilience in a family or in a couple. I like to use the word glue as a good metaphor, that the Focus program kind of strengthens that glue in the family or in the couple to be able to weather different challenges and stresses. Our program is aimed at working with the whole family because our philosophy is that the whole family needs skills and tools to be able to manage through stress. Even if one person is dealing with some particular stress, everyone in the family needs to have some ways to support each other and stay strong together and keep that resilience going through that challenge or that stress. So parents need to be able to be good leaders of their family. Children need to be able to communicate their needs to their parents. Couples need to be able to manage emotions through different stresses that weigh upon them. So what does this look like when you come into our program? We have individual sessions for families and couples. So these are not large classes and groups of families and couples. This is just you and your family or you and your partner coming into our program. When I say families, we work with families that have children anywhere from ages 3 and up. When I say couples, we work with couples that are married or not married. They don't have to be married. As long as they're in a committed relationship with each other, they're welcome to come into the Focus program. Typically, we meet for about 6 to 8 visits with the individual family or the individual couple, and it's with the same trainer each visit. So you're not meeting with a different trainer. It's the same trainer through all 6 to 8 visits in the Focus program. We tailor our sessions to your individual family's needs or your needs as a couple. So each session is being tailored to what it is you're coming in for. We teach skills and tools around areas of communication. How do you communicate with each other when you have different unexpected challenges and changes going on, you need to be able to have good ways of communicating so it doesn't always turn into maybe an argument or avoidance of a topic. We also look at areas of managing emotions. How do you manage your emotions when you have a lot of stresses weighing on yourself or your family or your children or your spouse? So we want to make sure that families and couples have strong tools in being able to manage emotions. We also look at areas of problem solving and setting goals. When there are changes or transitions in your routine or in your lifestyle, that can be difficult to figure out, how do we problem solve around this? How do we set some goals and follow through with them when everything kind of got shifted up? And then we also look at just general coping with stress and challenge. Military families, as you know, already go through a lot of different challenges and changes, and especially during this time of the pandemic, there's even more to have to manage through. We're also a very strength-based program in focus. We want families to recognize, what are the skills and strengths that you already have, that you've already been using, that maybe you're not realizing, or maybe you've forgotten or you're not aware of. So we really want to highlight and look for and praise the strengths that are already existing in you as a couple or as a family. Another aspect about our program is that we're highly confidential. We don't report information outside of our sessions unless it's something that we're mandated to break confidentiality around. So if there is a concern of serious safety for yourself or someone else, or a report of some kind of child abuse or domestic violence, those are situations we would have to break our confidentiality so that we can connect you to the most appropriate resources. But otherwise, everything stays within the focus program, and the sessions that you're sharing are private and confidential. It's also a free program. I always want to make sure and mention that. Focus is free to active duty military families and couples, as well as activated reserve and guard families and couples. We also have sort of a second phase of our program where we follow up with our families and couples up throughout a year later after going through our program. So at different points in time over the following year, we follow up to check in and say, how are things going at this point in time? Is there anything we want to review now that maybe some things have come up and are different in your life at that point? We also have very flexible scheduling with our hours. We're not open from a certain time to a certain time. We can have morning, afternoon, evening sessions. We're very flexible in scheduling. And right now, I'm really excited to tell you about an option that we have called Telefocus. While our physical office is currently closed, and we are all telecommuting right now, we have an option called Telefocus. It's available all year round, but particularly right now, it's a great option for families and couples, and it's offered through video teleconference sessions using the Zoom platform, if you're familiar with Zoom. So we're able to meet with you and your family, or you and your partner, your spouse, through these video teleconference sessions to conduct the same focus program. And we have gotten very creative in how we can manipulate and use our handouts and our tools online so that you can see them visually and be able to have interactive sessions with your trainer. The Telefocus program requires that you have an internet-connected computer or laptop, and that you can zoom in from a private and safe location. This is also a free service. Once our offices are back open, you'll have the choice of continuing to do Telefocus or coming into our office, either way. So, I know you all want to know how to sign up for Focus. There are several ways. One is to call our main office. Our phone number is 253-966-6390. We're checking our office phone every day throughout the day, so you're welcome to call, leave a message, and we will return your call. You can also send us an email at jblm@focusproject.org. And you can also check us out on our website, which is focusproject.org. I also want to mention that we don't ever have a wait list, so we are able to get sessions started very quickly as soon as you're interested in coming into the program. If you have any questions, you can always call us, and we're very happy to answer your questions about the program and what we do in our sessions and how we offer the program. So I want to be able to have some time for questions, but the last thing I want to mention is today is Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and I want to make sure and give a shout out to our military spouses for all the hard work you do, the multiple roles you fulfill, the hats you wear. Thank you for everything you do as a military spouse. And happy early Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there as well. Particularly during this time, this is a challenging time to perhaps manage a lot of roles as a mother. So thank you as well, and happy early Mother's Day. So we'll see what kind of questions we have. Okay. So this question is from Samantha. Can we come to you for marriage counseling? That's a really good question. Sometimes folks ask us about Focus and they say, oh, that's therapy or counseling, right? So our program is considered a prevention program. The idea of our program is to provide those skills and tools that a family or a couple needs and can use to be able to manage through different challenges. Typically when you go to counseling or therapy, that's when you may have an identified problem or issue that really needs to receive more in-depth attention and focus. So with our program, we're really aimed at the skills and the tools and the psychoeducation that just about any couple or family could utilize. So we're not a counseling or therapy program. Sometimes our sessions can feel very therapeutic, but we are providing those skills and tools that can be helpful in a marriage, in a relationship, but we're not focused on the actual counseling or therapy aspect of it. I hope that answers your question, Samantha. Okay, next question. This is from Marisol. My husband doesn't want to participate. Can I still use Focus services with my kids or alone? Great question. So we recognize that a lot of times one spouse is not able to come in to the family track of our program, whether it's crazy work schedules. Sometimes it's because they are deployed or they're on a training mission where they're not able to participate even through the Zoom platform. So we don't require that both parents are coming in if you're coming through our family program. We really encourage it. We see that it's most effective when both parents are participating, but if one parent is not able to come in, the other parent can still come in with their children. For the couples part of our program, we do need both partners coming in for that, for those sessions. But for the family program, if one parent is able to come through with the children, that's perfectly okay. Marisol's question, you're asking, can you come in alone? So the purpose of our program really is to provide that strength and support to a whole family unit. So we don't offer the program for one individual person to go through all the sessions. However, we do offer a one-time visit called a consultation. And that you can do just on your own. And it's a way to provide some support based on what you might be challenged with or struggling with. And we can give you some of our tools and skills from Focus. So I hope that answers your question, Marisol. Okay, let's see. We have another question from Gavin. My wife is on an extended TDY. Do we all have to come in to the office or can we use Skype? So this is a great question. So currently our offices are closed, so no one can come into our office at the moment. Once they're open, that is definitely an option to come into the office. However, with our telefocus program, we use the Zoom platform, which is very similar to Skype. But one of the great things about Zoom is that it allows people to connect from different locations. So you don't all have to be in the same location to be able to Zoom in through telefocus. Your wife can be in one location, Gavin, you can be in a different location, and I can be in my location, and all three of us can Zoom in to be able to have sessions together if you were coming through as a couple or with your children involved as well as a family. So no, you do not have to be all together. And once our offices are open, we also have that option where if the family that's local wants to come into our office and then one family member is in a different location and wants to be able to Zoom in for sessions, we can do that as well. So I hope that answers your question, Gavin. Okay, let's see if there are any other questions. Okay, so it doesn't look like there are any additional questions. Thank you so much for listening and watching in. Let me give our contact information one more time. So this is for the Focus program. Our phone number is 253-966-6390. Our email is jblm@focusproject.org, and our website is focusproject.org. So I hope to hear from you all soon, or at any point in time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and wash your hands.